and a very warm welcome to Amantya Podcast Series. Today, we are going to be speaking about a topic which is very, very close to every working professional's heart, the work culture. So, what factors go towards creating a great work culture? What do great organizations bring to the table? To answer these questions and share her perspective, we have with us today Amantya's AVP Human Resources, Pallavi Mishra. Pallavi has been thick in action in the field of HR for nearly 2 decades now. An energetic, more importantly, an empathetic leader, she has worked with some of the top multinationals across the globe and has deep understanding of the domain. Welcome, Pallavi. Wonderful to have you here with us today to understand what constitutes a company's culture, how important it is, and how it goes a long way in charting a company's growth, success, and building enduring relationship with its employees.
Thanks, Roina. It gives me immense pleasure to be part of this conversation. Coming to building the culture of the organization, let me just tell you that people are the most important brick in this wall, okay? And then comes the leadership. So, culture is always built from the bottoms up. It is boiling up, all right? It is never tops down. However, leadership is important because when people see their leaders doing the right thing, in intent and in actuality, they follow their leaders. Another aspect which we often miss about people is that the number of people actually help me have more and more ideas. So the more the number of people coming from varied background, giving me more and more colorful ideas, help me understand that where is the scope of making an improvement in my current culture? How do I make those improvements? And then those are the people who become the carrier of that culture. And one thing which we should never forget about building the culture is the sustainability. It is never a short-term process. It always takes a lot of effort and a lot of time to build it. And once the organization has got that combination, that equation right, nothing can stop that particular organization to grow big and better.
Taking a cue from your answer, diversity and inclusion, these are very, very sacred to a company's growth in today's setting especially. So how do you think what should a company do to make its culture inclusive?
See, as an organization, companies now need to think beyond gender diversity, which have been a very, very long time conversation topic so far. We now need to look beyond the gender diversity. We have to start looking at the kind of skill sets that come along together, the kind of humble background, prospective backgrounds that come in together. Various locations. So, if I only talk about India, we have so many places. People coming from each of the geographical locations, they bring in their maturity, their ideas, and the way to look at things from a different perspective. And let's understand that if we're not thinking out of the box with the help of our people, I think there will be a shortage of the idea and hence the shortage of growth, which we're not looking forward to.
So when we talk about, building a company's culture, making it, happening, making it, inclusive, or making it wonderful for the employees, do you think it's only the company's responsibility, or should employees also pitch in to create that work culture?
Well, it's absolutely an equal partnership. As the leadership, as the organization's perspective, the first 50% is to show them that how would we expect you to do a certain thing? How would you want to carry your business in the market? But making sure that that is repeated again and again on every project, every day basis, in every event, every policy, it becomes the people partnership. And when there is equal partnership, see, everybody needs to have the skin in the game. As a leadership, I want to define all these processes, policies, and talk about it again and again. But if my employees don't have that passion to put that in action, I would fail. So it's an equal partnership over here. It is never one way. That's what I feel.
Yes, and that's what I think we all have to understand. Now, coming especially to you, Pallavi, you work with some of the top multinationals, globally. What made you think of Amantya?
So, dear, that's a very, very important question because I have been blessed enough to work with a lot of, grown organizations in terms of tenure as well in terms of number of people. When I started exploring Amantya, and trust me, I explored it because it happened after multiple rounds of conversation, after a lot of research. What I felt was that this organization has got something right, okay? That it has grown rapidly. It has picked up a domain which is definitely going to grow leaps and bounds. But most importantly, what I read about the leadership of this team, the way they have approached their people, the way they have grown, the way they have thought about it, not just from the business perspective, but from their people's perspective, actually drove me. So I found that this place is a budding, I'll say a very fertile grounds where some of the best people policies, people practices that can be designed, implemented with the leadership support, and make a place where people would be drawn to come and work for it. So that's my motive to join Amantya, and I'm sure this is going to happen soon.
Now, if we were to talk about the times now, how things are, there's so much uncertainty around us. There is, a lot of layoffs happening, recession. So, in that situation, how is Amantya ensuring that, the employees stay motivated and there's a driving force with them?
Okay, so let me just put one thing very candidly over here. We're in a domain which is not going to look back. Okay, this is something which has become imperative, unavoidable, something which is like as compared to oxygen in our lives, like telecom. It drives every aspect of our lives. So domain wise, we have actually been playing very nicely. The choice is very good. Attrition is not a problem for us. Right now, my challenge is to save employees from getting poached. Keeping the employees motivated and continue to stay with Amantya, it is very basic, simple question. And if as an HR person of my people, I get that right, I need to make sure that I make them feel that they are part of a big family. It is not an employer-employee relationship. We are all part of one big family where we take care of our employees. We provide them ample opportunities to learn and to grow. We provide them with people practices that help them understand that how can they drive their future here. Provide them those opportunities, those learning curves, those interventions which help them understand that this is my true potential and this is where I can grow my best capabilities out. And once taken care of, the employees would hardly think about it. So that's how we keep our people motivated, engaged, and connected and staying long for us.
That's really nice. And that's very much required because job security, especially in such uncertain times, is very, very important for an employee as well. Because otherwise, when you're not so, sure if you still have a job, you are always not putting in your best because that worry kind of,
Of course, it takes away a lot of portion of your mind. You are distracted. You're worried about what will happen. And if I can take away that one biggest worry from the life of my employees, allow them to make mistakes. Everybody make mistakes. It's just that you should have a learning curve from them, right? So in Amantya, the opportunities are being provided. We try to understand not just the experience of our people. We actually put the bets on the potential of the people, right? Because if somebody has potential, I think everybody is allowed to make mistakes. Make your mistakes, learn from them, move on. Don't repeat them, right? But if you have the potential, we are going to pack you up, make sure that you get the enough support, and you lead your own career path.
Coming to the point where we empower our employees, what is it that Amantya does in terms of, helping the employees who are interested, who are driven to upgrade their skills?
So there, the learning and development interventions come in. Let's understand one thing about Amantya, that we actually are working in some of the cutting edge technologies where the potential or the experience is not really available outside. So like I said, we bet on the potential. If I see that somebody is really eager to learn, somebody has really shown an out of the way kind of effort in learning and acquiring new skill sets, we bring that person on board. We allow them to grow and learn internally as well as externally. So there are interventions which are run in-house. There are interventions which are run with external, partners. But we make sure that if there is a competency gap, we provide a modus operandi to fill that gap. So people, they understand that this is what I need to learn. We provide them a model. Please go ahead, upgrade yourself. And once you're upgraded, you're on a client or on a project where you can utilize that. So utilize, keep upgrading yourself, keep churning that wheel, and you're on a endless journey.
Now, coming to a very, very important part of a work culture is the work-life balance of an employee. How does Amantya ensure that for its people?
Okay. My approach is a little different on this. More than the organization helps an employee achieve the work-life balance, it is actually the employee who drives the work-life balance approach. And that actually starts when I say that, okay, I want to have a career and I want to pursue my career. That's where I start thinking in that I have my personal responsibilities and I have my professional responsibilities. And going forward, this is how am I going to manage my things. Okay. Now, once I am confident that I will be able to balance my both the sides of life, I walk into my career. And this is where Amantya plays an important role. How? By providing you independence. We will not micromanage you. We will not tell you how to do, but we will expect results. How to deliver that? You're the boss. You can track that. If you need support, you need advice, you need tools, you need any HR or support services team, you have to call it out and we will be more than happy to help you with that. In fact, once we do that, we actually take our learnings and we try to implement not just to one of our employees or a team of employees. We try to see that if this is something which is worth rolling out as a process or as a learning with a larger audience, we would do that so that people can get benefited out of the learnings or the enhancements or improvisations that we are making. So that is how we make sure that people who associate with us are able to strike the work-life balance. And I would say that here in Amantya, we have really, really mentally very strong people who do not shy out from owning the responsibilities in their work. And they make sure that, they talk to the peer group, they talk to the leaders, share if they're needing some help. And leaders don't shy out in providing that help. So it strikes the balance for us, all of us.
Lastly, coming to the last question, Pallavi, with so much experience behind you and having, been in so many organizations, what would you suggest people who are just starting out and looking for career opportunities?
The only thing that I think makes any employee successful professional is their mental strength. All right? Don't shy out from making mistakes as long as you're learning from them. And the second thing is, don't ever shy out from asking for help. Asking for help is something which I rarely see people doing that. But trust me, all of us are social. Okay? None of us can survive in isolation on an island. And that's how we survive in a community. So if we are staying together, we need to make sure that we provide help when it is required by anybody across our organization near and around me, and ask for help. Okay? It's a big family, like I said, right? And family members are there to help you when you need it most. So please be mentally strong. Everybody makes mistakes. You make mistake. Learn from them. And reach out to the people you trust for help, and everything shall turn out good.
That's solid advice.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for sharing your views and your insights with us. And I'm sure they'll go a long way with our listeners.
Thank you, Rona. And I really, really would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart for giving me this platform to share my thoughts. Thank you so much.
We hope you enjoyed listening to Pallavi's insights on building thriving work cultures, which empower the employees to bring in their best because they want to, not because they have to. Thanks for listening in. We shall be back soon with another topic and discussion. Until then, this is Rohina signing off. Bye-bye.